Alright everybody, Mr. Pink is back, and as you notice, this is a little bit different than what you're used to. Normally you see me playing the game, but I actually decided to do things a little bit differently. Continuing with my whole, D&D stuff. Today I'm actually going to show you my almost the full thing of what we do to create a character. Now, it's going to be a little bit lengthy, but just bear with me. Character creation does take some time, but I'll try to streamline the process as much as I can. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to it. Now, first and foremost, you would want to know what you're going to be building, class-wise and race-wise. To make it simple, I'm going to, just go ahead and say I'm going to be a wizard human. Alright. And character, let's just go with Theo, Mr. Pink. Alright, now alignment is basically how your character is, how they act. Lawful good, you would think like a paladin of justice. While chaotic evil is like the Joker. You just want to watch the world burn. And then there's everything in between, but we ain't really worried about that, and because we're not really doing role-playing stuff today, so just neutral. Race, human. Sorry about that. Gender, male. Size. Now, for general purposes, most characters that you create will be medium, on some occasions small, and on rare occasions large, but for the most part medium. Alright, age, it's going to be 20, just cause. Height, like these are all, like these details right here you don't have to put in, but I do anyways. It's just what we do. Alright. Now, deity, depending on, what kind you're doing, campaign you're doing, whatnot, you can choose to worship the deity, or you can have none. I'm just going to put none. Affiliation and guild, that's something that, again, is, game-based. Rank and score, I actually forgot what these are, so let's just skip that. Class, I'm going to be a wizard. Now, this is actually where I'm actually going to need to go into the player's handbook, which generally I would say, hey, go get the physical copy and whatnot. But just for the sake of showing you all this, I have the PDF of it, and yeah. And to streamline the process, I am not going to roll my stats. I'm just going to just do this. Nope. Alright. This is also kind of to show you that, if you watch my previous video about the spreadsheet that I have that shows you, that automatically calculates everything. Because if you noticed, as soon as I put these in, it, put it over here, here, there, basically everywhere that it is, needed. Even down here with the skills, which in the next video, I will go over, these skills and a couple of others that are not on here. But I am not dealing with these today. Alright. Now, either that or I will be going over, just overall general things for it, for D&D. But for now, we need to hop over to the PHB so we can find out, our hit die and all this other good jazz. And let me just, there we go. Oh, little too much. There we go. This way you can, get a better view of everything. Alright. Oop. Alright, so like I said, I have the PDF, so let's actually start with the race. Alright. So let's go to page 11. Alright. Humans. Alright, we're not going to, really go into these because, you're a human. You know how things are. Alright. But see, here's what I needed to go to here for, because each race has special traits to them, which, affects your character. Alright. Medium, as I said. Base land speed of 30 feet. Which, by the way, ignore these. Yeah. Anyway. So, where's it at? Where's my baseline speed? Alright. Baseline speed is basically how far you can move in a 5-second time frame, because that's generally the time frame of turns and whatnot. Rounds is 5 seconds. You can move 30 feet in 5 seconds, and this is just going normally. Alright. I get 1 extra feat at level 1, which this will be, something we'll do later. 4 extra skill points at first level, and 1 extra skill point at each additional level. Now these two things right here is why a lot of people go with the human, because of the extra feat and the extra skill points. Favorite class, ain't got none. But in automatic languages, these are languages that I can speak automatically. I just get into the game, boom. I can start speaking it. Alright, which it's just common. And then I get 1 other language. But for now, skill points, I can't do that yet. Really can't do any of these yet, except for put level 1. Alright. Racial adjustment, that's something completely different. That's something for certain races, which I will not be getting into, because there have been different ways that we have gone about LA, and I do not feel comfortable trying to explain that to you, because I don't fully understand it myself. Alright. Now that we got that under the way, let's go back to here. And see now. Wait, are there any prestige? Nope, so I don't need to worry about explaining prestiging today. Alright. Now, we are going to be a wizard, so we need to go to 55. Alright. Now here is where things start coming into play. Alright. I'll go over all this soon enough, but for now I ain't gonna worry about that. This right here is what we're focused on at the moment. Alright. Because we need to get our base stuff out there. Alright. At level 1 we have a 0 BAB base attack bonus, so I can just leave this blank. I got no fortitude saves, no reflex save, but I do have a 2 will save. So I just come over here, pop in the 2, and there we go. Now my will save, it's now a 3. Alright. Now, I also get a Summon Familiar and a Scribe Scroll. Alright, so what I'm going to do is for this, I'm going to put Scribe Scroll. Ooh. and summon familiar. And I know I misspelled it, but I don't care at the moment. Alright. I can also put down the, stuff for the race, but I ain't gonna worry about that. Normally when I do it, I would put it at the bottom. Racial stuff at the bottom, class stuff at the top. Anywho. Now, what do we need next? We need our spells. Alright. Spell sheet. I know I have, 3 level 0 spells and 1 level 1 spell. Alright. Now, where are you at? There it is. Alright. Now, class skills is the next thing that we need. Alright. We are proficient in concentration, craft, decipher script, knowledge, all skills taken individually, profession, and spellcraft. Alright. Which means that I would, go back over here and I would click on these and I would distribute my skill points, but I don't, just to give you a brief thing of that, gonna do concentration and what was the other one? Craft. Alright. And let's just choose, you know what? Let's choose weaponsmith, just cause, alright. Now, skill points at first level 2 plus intelligence modifier, which means I can come up here 2 plus intelligence. So that's going to be my skill points that I will distribute throughout here. But I also get times 4 of that. So I would get 2 plus intelligence, that is 4. So that's 6 times 4 is what? 16? I don't know. 24, whatever it is. Alright, and then I also get 4 more for being a human, so daggone fly. Alright, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So I have 28 skill points to distribute. Now, I ain't going to go around distributing them all because, why not? Because I don't feel like it. Make it shorter. But concentration is something that you would want to have, a lot in, because concentration, this is a brief thing. If you're casting a spell and it takes time, you want concentration. This way, if something happens to you, like let's say you get hit in the face, or you're walking and you stub your toe, or someone's yelling at you, or whatever, your concentration allows you to not break concentration on the spell and cause it to fail. And I'm not going to be really crafting much, so I would just put 1 in there, crafting weapons. And then so instead of having 4 in craft and 3 into concentration, I now have 7 and 5. And like I said before, you cannot exceed 3 plus your character level. So that means since I'm level 1, I can only have a max of 4. Now if I had, a second class, let's just put fighter, and say he was level 2. Alright, ignoring, the skill points for it, that's something totally different. I will now have a total of 3. So 3 plus my level is now 6. So I could go down and put down 6 if I wanted to. But since I only have a one class, and I can only put 1 in there. Now let's go find our hit die, which that should be, where are you at? Where is my hit die? Alright, this is the starting package thing I was telling you about, because that is a thing. But this is all up for if you want it. This is for an elf wizard, not a human wizard, so don't need to worry about that. Where is it? Here it is. Alright. Hit die is a D4, which I already knew that, but just wanted to find it for y'all. So I'll come over here, put D4, and now generally what you would do is you would roll a D4 and then add it to your Constitution modifier. But what we do is we take at level 1, we take the highest roll that we could, so it'll be D4, so it'll be a 4, and add it to our Constitution, which would give us a total of 7, which that is not a lot of health. There are quite literally so many things level 1 that can just one-shot this with ease. Alright, now we got, like I said, streamlining it, not doing all the skills, but I do need to go after my armor. Alright. Also, spells, how you would do that is you would go to the spell section, and actually hold up one second. Alright, now for spells, alright, you start off with all 0 level spells, but you only get 3 level 1 spells plus building modifiers, which I will go into that in a little bit. Alright, and at each new wizard level I gain 2 new spells of any level or levels that I can cast for a spellbook. So it describes it right here, but basically if at level 2 I can take 2 more level 1 spells, and at level 3 I can take 1. I now can cast 1 level 1 spell, or level 2 spell, my bad, per day, but I can gain 2 level 2 spells, or 1 level 2 and 1 level 1, or 2 level 1s. Alright. Now, familiar, if you really want to know about familiars, I never really bothered with them. I was mostly a sorcerer, but I decided to do this, which they both get familiars. I just never really dealt with them. But scribe scroll, all these things that you're going to you would look up yourselves. All right, and at 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th, you get an extra feat to where you can choose Meta Magic, which are things to enhance your spells. Item Creation, which there's all different kinds for that. Or Spell Mastery, which enhances your spells again. But we're not dealing with that at the moment. What we are after, multi-classing. This is something that I will get into another time. But let's go with equipment now. Oh. Alright. So we're going to go with 112. Alright. Oh, wait. Actually, shit. Forgot something important to tell y'all. Alright. Every class has weapon and armor proficiencies. Alright. Now, when you're getting equipment, you need to know what these are. Alright. So the proficiencies for a wizard is I am proficient with a club, dagger, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, and quarterstaff, but not with any type of armor or shield. Armor of any type interferes with wizard's movements, which can cause spells with somatic components to fail. So basically, I'm SOL when it comes to armor, but I can use a couple of ranged and melee weaponry. So we are going to go with a dagger and a light crossbow. So let's go to that. Alright. All this right here kind of gives you, these all gives you a little description of them. And then you have charts to explain all the different ones. So my melee weapon is going to be a dagger. Now remember in my last video I said that the way we do it is we get 100 gold to spend on essentials and whatnot, but anything underneath 100 gold is free because we've been out and about for a while. So dagger is 2 gold now, so that means it's free for us. And since I am a medium creature, I will be getting a medium dagger, which is a D4. So let's just go ahead and write this in. Dagger, 1D4. Alright, now crit. If I were to roll a 19 to 20, that is my crit range, which means I can, I will do double the damage. So we're going to write 19 to 20 times 2. So this way I can do, this way I know it's, that. Now, range 10 foot, which means I can throw this if I choose to. Alright. And when I throw it, the range is 10 foot, which means I get no penalties for throwing it within 10 feet. But as soon as it goes past 10 feet, I start taking penalties for, that. But that's something, to go about in another day. Now, where are you at? Crossbow light. Alright, 35, which means I get it for free. And it's a D8. So, light crossbow. 1D8. And the crit range would be also 19 to 20. 19 to 20 times 2 Now the range for it is 80 foot. Alright, and the damage type, which, different damage types, do different things. Piercing, like, I'll go into all that later, but just know that bludgeoning is really the main one that you can do non-lethal damage with. So, oh yeah. Weight is 4. Piercing, where are you at? And medium. Alright. And, I'm just going to say, I have bolts. Alright, and since I am not proficient with any armor, I will not be putting any in there because I actually will take negatives for wearing armor to the rest of my stuff. Alright. Now, as you can tell, I don't have, over here doesn't have any, things in here, and that's because I have a 0 BAB. But if I were to put something in there, it now jumps up. But, that would be cheating. Alright. I guess the next thing would be to go and grab my spells. Which, I'm not going to go through the process of, writing them all down. But, I ain't gonna deal with that anymore. Like, there are a few more things to know, about when creating your character and whatnot, but, those are things that you would either need to go and read, on your own, or, wait for me, and I will go into descriptions of them, because you do need to know the differences between these, because these do give you different effects. Like, for example, intelligence allows me to have more languages, starting off, which, by the way, since I know it, I can put down common, and I have at least one more, so let's go Elven. But because of my intelligence, I will get more, and same thing for my spell levels, I will get more for my intelligence or wisdom. But those are all things I'll go over later on. But ultimately, this is, how you go about creating your character, and there are more more things to grab, because you can go and grab scrolls, potions, food, water, rations, jewelry, write down your money, which I guess I'll just go ahead and put that down there. Alright, there's all kinds of things for you to do, but it's all subjective to what you want, how your campaign is, how y'all run it. So I ain't gonna go much farther than this. If y'all are interested, I will see if my friends, if I can ever get with them, if they would like to show y'all a stream of us playing it on Twitch one day, or on here. But I will have to say that is probably it for now. I will go over more stuff about character creations, the different things that you would need to know, like the stats, the skills. I'll probably go over the weapons, stuff in general. All there's a whole myriad of things, triad, crapload, whatever you want to call it, of things to go over still. But this is the general character creation. I will start going over into details more about playing soon enough. Don't worry. This ain't all there is to it. But this is something that, is a key component into this. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. My bad. And you'll also need to pick your feats, which, you would just go here, find the feet section, 87, and you would, select your feats, which, this gives you a brief, thing of it. There are prerequisites for some of them, but, that's usually, things that are, really good. But, for the most part, or there's prerequisites for a lot of them, because, you need one to get the other, or you need BAB, spell levels, whatever. But you would just go here, select one. I'm just going to go with power attack just because. Alright, and then trade attack bonus for damage up to base attack bonus, which means if I had a BAB, so let's just say 4 again, I can subtract, when I go to attack, I can subtract 4 from my roll, basically my whole BAB, or 1, 2, 4, and I can add that much to my damage. Plain and simple. But, anywho, I forgot to put that in there, so just want to let you know. So, bye!